So, welcome back. We are still here at the offices at the University of Göttingen at the Smart Mobility Research Group. And in the last video, we suggested that we gonna have a couple of closer looks into one or two of our research projects. And that's what we are going to do now. So, what I want to talk to you about is one paper that just very recently was published by the journal Sustainability. And it's called Mobility Need Adaptive Housing Platforms, the Benefit of Commute Time Search Feature. This paper focuses on commutes and commuter travel times and the effect on the search for housing and for accommodation. So very briefly, our main trigger was that commuting times and commuting in general is such a central part of what people perceive as mobility and also mobility poverty. And we think it's really hard to tackle problems occurring related to mobility issues without tackling the question of travel times. And one way to tackle that is what Tim is talking about, ride sharing, so trying to combine trips in a way that more people use the same car. Another way is to try to avoid them in the first place. So to offer people the possibility to find apartments that are closer to the places where they work or where they go to university. In order to do that, we set up an experiment. We created a website that was a mock-up for a housing platform, and that featured a filter function where you could filter apartment offerings based on travel times to certain points of interest, for example, your university or the place where you work. And we set up the same housing platform again, but without this feature. And then we asked people to use these platforms. They were randomly assigned to one of these websites. And afterwards, they had to rate certain items, certain variables. So we asked them to rate the information quality, for example. We also asked them to rate the perceived ease of use and other features that come from the literature that are connected what we call the technology acceptance. So a measure for how willing are people to use a technology such as this web page, this information system on accommodation. So when we took a look at the numbers and crunched the numbers and did all this analytical stuff, what we found as results is that all four of our hypotheses, so all our assumptions about information quality, ease of use, and so on, they were all holding true. So this very tiny feature increased the technology acceptance and the information quality of the whole website significantly. So you can interpret these findings in multiple ways. You can draw the obvious one is, well, the providers of those web pages should start to offer filter functions like this, because it not just favors them and their product, their website, it also helps people to find a apartment where they are living more happily at the end of the day, because they spend less time in their private car or in public transport and have more time at home with their families. But also it underscores on a more abstract level just how important the mobility and commute patterns are in the personal lives of the people, that such a small feature changes the perceived usefulness and the acceptance and the information quality of this whole web page so significantly. So that's also a call for, well, all other means that we hold in our hands to to ease the pressure that is associated with the social, economical, and all kinds of pressures connected with high commute times. So this was our paper in a very small nutshell. You find all the information again below. Please feel free to take a look. I think the paper is written in a way that everybody who's interested can grasp the main ideas and find one or two takeaways. And thanks again for your attention, and maybe we see each other in the next video.